Oh, hello. My computer started making a little tune. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. I'm just wondering if we turned the lights on because it doesn't seem like we did turn the lights on. Oh, we did. I was just checking because we've got some new light systems going on here, and so things are a little different. But anyway, thank you for joining me and welcome to Oikos Live episode 48. As you know, it's a Wednesday afternoon and it's 3 p.m. in South Africa, and here we are doing this live streaming. We hope to do the same again next Wednesday, although in South Africa it's a public holiday, but we hope to live stream anyway. That's the plan. And the following Wednesday is another public holiday. For those of you that are not South Africans, you might be surprised, public holiday. We have a lot of them here in South Africa. There's lots and lots of public holidays, but because Oikos is global, we don't go with the public holidays days as being not continuing to be available to serve. So even for the South Africans, for you, those of you who know that it's a public holiday next Wednesday being Workers' Day, the following Wednesday being Voting Day, we will be here doing live streaming. That is the intent. No promises, because we never know what tomorrow will bring. In fact, we were watching the news last night and there were some really severe storms in our region here in KwaZulu-Natal on the weekend, over the Easter weekend. Lives lost, homes just down into the valley, cars, houses just collapsed. So we just give our condolences and prayers and concern to those that are suffering some severe losses. We would like to extend our condolences to you and just let you know our thoughts are with you. Anybody that's watching or might watch this after the fact, just know that even though we don't know you, our hearts did go out to you, considering the losses you might have endured because of those floods. And we just trust that something good's going to come from that, because we have found with tragedy over the years that when there's an enormous calamity of some kind, down the way we see the good that came from it. We find the silver lining. So we're praying that you're going to see the silver lining in your darkness, if you are in darkness, and you're experiencing the darkness of the heavy rains. We just hope you will see the silver lining soon. So that is about that. And now what I want to do today, actually, on this live streaming, is to do some reading to you, because 2 relevant letters came through. And I could just summarize and chat to you about them, but I just thought it would be better if I just read them. I'm going to start with a serious one, which actually came through moments before we went live, and it's from a principal of a school. And I would like to read it to you. It says, "Dear parent," got to have my glasses on for this. "Hereby I want to inform you, the parent or guardian, about the following. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we had a problem of finding educators to service the curriculum. This was unfortunately a very short-term solution. Some learners make it impossible for the educator to do her work. Learners are disrupting the classes, walking out of the class, shouting at the educator. They don't bring their books to school or even take the books out for the class. This behavior is not confined to this class alone, but in other classes as well." I'm presuming that the principal was writing to all the parents, but addressing a specific class, grade, standard, whatever. I don't know much of the detail. As I said, I only received this letter moments before we went live with the suggestion that I read it to you, and you'll see why I want to read it to you just now. "We are losing educators because of learners' behavior, and a lot of absenteeism of educators are due to learner behavior, where teachers are broken down by unruliness and learners that do not want to work. We will not be searching for educators to fill the position that is the result of the learners not wanting to work and disrupting the classes. If learners do not want to work, or if they want to disrupt teaching any further, we will not be able to teach them. It is a sad day that we have to go to such measures, as not all learners are part of this and they are suffering at the hands of the others. but we will not allow this to continue. Learners who are disrupting classes will be identified, and their parents or guardians are welcome to come and teach them. You as parent or guardian are invited to make an appointment with the teachers after school to discuss the behavior of children in classes. And that is written by the principal of this school, and it has been sent out to the parents. And what I wanted to highlight, the reason why I wanted to read that aloud, was to say to you home educators that might be watching this, congratulations and well done for being dedicated tutors, parents, committed, responsible, loving, caring, and taking care of your children and teaching them how to behave and what is correct social behavior and what is not, and educating them in the environment of a loving home. I just want to say well done for that, because there is a letter written by a principal that is dealing with a very big crisis of learners not actually responding well to the educator. And in fact, you heard, it's not a pretty picture. And so in case you were wondering whether this was a good thing you're doing or not, and you were doubting yourself, I'm here to say to you, please don't doubt yourself. Please continue to teach your children at home and look after them and teach them how to behave. And I hope that you know about Konos, because Konos is all about training the character and training your children's characters, teaching them to be obedient and responsible and inquisitive and persevere, and all the characteristics that are very, very helpful to your children, to you as the parent. Do you know how many parents tell me that their characters are being trained while they train their children? I mean, isn't that just the truth for all of us? I know that's the truth for me, that your character never stops developing and growing for the good, we hope. We hope that as time goes on, that we will be able to bear more and more of the fruits of the Spirit, which you will find in Galatians chapter 5, where it's love and joy and peace and patience. You go do a study on the fruits of the Spirit, that would be a good one, because then you've got the Word to remind you what you're supposed to be, what kind of fruit you're supposed to be bearing for your children. And of course we fail, and so then we know we can go back to the Word and we can ask God to continue to guide us in how we need to be for Him, so we can be a reflection of Him. And so that you have got that guidance to teach, to help you as the parent to teach your children that. So that you, parent, won't be getting a letter from a principal to say that we're not going to get teachers anymore in our school to teach your children. If you would like to teach them, you're welcome to do so. That's just a very quick summary of what I took from that letter, and the fact that the principal is actually encouraging the parents to teach their own children, or suggesting the parents teach their own children. And that's possibly what you are already doing, those that are watching this at the moment, or maybe you're thinking about doing that. If you're thinking about it, I'm here to encourage you to do it, to get on and do it. And if you want to know how and you're a bit concerned about a whole lot of things, well, I'm even more happy again to tell you that that's what Oikos has been doing all of these years, is putting things in place to assist you to be able to go and do the starting steps so you can see how to assess your own child and where to slot them in. And there's even a section on the website called Do It, which is encouraging you how to get on with it. That is all under the video tab. If you go to the Oikos website, there's a video tab that has courses, and it's all just available there for you. It's free. People like to hear that. You don't have to pay anything to watch this. It's just for your support. Okay, and it's there to help you, to parent, to do what is right and to not be in a position of receiving a letter from a principal like a lot of parents received. I don't know when that letter went out. I suppose it's got a date. But anyway, I just received it now. I didn't go into the details of when it went out and, all those. I didn't do all that background research before I went live, because I only got it, I'm not kidding, about 5 minutes before we went live. And so there we are. I read that to encourage you to continue doing what is good. And now I want to read you the next letter. Okay. I asked this mom if I could please read her letter aloud on live streaming, and she said, of course I can, which I'm very grateful to her that I could read this letter aloud, because I think this is an encouragement to you, to others. I want to share the blessing, Okay, so it goes like this. It says, Dear Sonja, I want to let you know that I appreciate all the effort you put into encouraging us moms on our home educating journeys. Oh, well, I mean, I've already read that. I'm sounding surprised, but I want to stop there to say that this mom is saying she appreciates the effort. And what I want to say is I appreciate all of you and the effort you're putting in to teach your children at home. There's not a way that I can express the appreciation that I feel towards moms that are making that commitment and being at home teaching your children. So, and if you wonder why we go to all the effort, it's because we appreciate you and we are blessed by that effort. It's not a trial. It's an absolute blessing to be able to be here to support and encourage moms, parents that have made this choice to teach their children at home. So we appreciate you back. Okay, and she went on to say, I discovered the podcast link last week. How wonderful. I enjoy and often try to listen to the live stream. Well, I hope you're there today, but don't always have the time to listen to an entire episode at once. That's true. I know people's lives are full and you've got commitments, and our live streaming is generally about an hour, and it does stay on the homepage for a week or more until the next live streaming. So if we have difficulty with doing the next live streaming the following week, well then it will be there for a bit longer, because then we wouldn't have replaced it with the most current one. So there's always the opportunity to go back after and watch the live streaming, because it'll stay there on the homepage. All right. The podcasts are shorter and just as encouraging, and it's a little easier to sneak some time to listen. I understand. Mom's programs are full. The episodes, however, make one feel strangely in touch. I presume this mom is meaning the live stream episodes with many moms because of their participation. She went on to say, I had a little smile about the Play podcast. I'm stopping there. You see, I'm stopping a lot through this, reading this. It's quite a long letter. We've done, for those of you who may not know, we've got a podcast. We put a podcast up every week. Okay. And we've got a 4-part. Is it a 4-part series of Play, Jamie? Yep. And I am talking to moms about encouraging them to play with their children. So it's not just all about education, sit, do the formal lessons. And this mom wrote about the fact that she'd listened to that Play podcast, the podcast about Play, and she wrote this letter. And I love what she said here. That's why I wanted to read it to you, and that's why I asked her if I could. And she said I could. All right, so when you mentioned the moms at the retreat getting down on the carpet, I spoke about that on the podcast. Just last week, my children seemed a little tired of our usual routine, and so to just change the atmosphere a bit, I threw a picnic blanket and some pillows on the floor, and we had our lessons like that for the day. Yay! My son loved it, no surprise. He loved it so much he wanted to have all his lessons on the floor for the rest of the week. It wasn't play, but it changed a chilly autumn week to a cozy get-together of learning. They even forgot to prompt me for a snack break at 10 a.m. I think Mom just seemed more approachable and more childlike on their level on the carpet. My thigh and hip joints ached for a few days, though, since I haven't sat cross-legged on the floor for ages. Well, you know what? I want to encourage this mom. I hope you're there watching. I hope you could join us today. And if you can't, if you watch this after the fact, what I want to suggest is keep getting on the floor and sitting cross-legged for a long period of time, and you'll keep your muscles nice and flexible, and they won't get achy when you get older. Okay, once when my son wasn't very keen on English reader that he had, I took him on the trampoline and let him read to me there. After reading, I lay on my back next to him on the trampoline, and we just chatted about the birds flying over the trees, the breeze in the trees, and whatever we observed. He thanked me for that many times. Again, it wasn't play, but it was Mom moving into his play space. This is the part that I wanted everybody to pay attention to, because she went on to say, when our children want to be close to us, they don't hesitate to move into our space, jump onto our beds or sit on our laps or whatever. I think we forget to do the same, to just move into their space, to sit with them with Lego on the carpet for a while, or color some pictures with them, or draw near to them. Our Heavenly Father says, draw near to me and I'll draw near to you. Our children model that a million ways every day, always drawing near to us. Notice how they light up when we model our Father by drawing nearer to them, even just by a simple, literal act of sitting on the carpet. I want to just stop there and just say how much I appreciated that. I just thought that was really encapsulating exactly what I was wanting to impart to moms and to share with you. And when I saw at the moms retreat that the impact that it really helps when we actually do the physical act of doing something, not just teaching, but actually getting into their space, like this mom is so beautifully put that she said the children light up. And I think that's why I did a 4-part series on play on the podcast chat, because I feel so passionate about it, because my experience has been how much the children appreciated what the fruit I saw when I as a mom did that, climbed onto the bed with them. You know, she talks about the children climbing onto our bed. Well, that used to be a reverse picture very often in our household, because our daughter was chronically ill a lot of the time. So I used to climb into her bed with her, and I just know the difference it made, you know, basically from a downcast little face to a smiling little face, all because I went into her space. But I never put it in this way, the way this mom has written in this letter. I never put it that way in the podcast. That's why I was so grateful that she wrote. Thank you for writing. And also that you have allowed me to share this letter with other moms, because I just think it can bless all of us. You went on to say, as for the time factor, I attach some encouragement I found on Instagram from a home educating mom's page. It says here, we are not racing to a finish line. We are choosing a pace that brings life. Yes, let's not race to a finish line. Choose the pace that works well, that brings life, that brings brightness, that brings sunshine. What did she say? Lights your children up. Choose that pace. All right. And then to end, thank you again for all you do. You're a blessing. Well, you're also a blessing. Thank you for writing. And then I responded to that letter, and then that mom responded back again with the following. She said, of course, I don't mind if you share the letter. So thank you again. I'm just truly grateful for you and Jamie and your team. There's an abundance of American encouragement on the internet, but I often get thirsty for encouragement from someone sharing this home educating journey from South African home ground. When I listen to the testimony, this is the part that I wanted to share with you, because this has blessed us so much. When I listen to the testimonies of the young people on your website, they all have the humble fragrance. I love the way this mom writes. They all have the humble fragrance in their speaking, which only stems from knowing Jesus, and that's what I want for my children. There it is. We want our children to know Jesus, you see, which only stems from knowing Jesus. She said on the previous letter, P.S., I love the interview with Emma. So there you are, Emma. You were a blessing all the way over there. I actually don't know where this mom is based. I'm guessing from what's been written there in the second part of the second letter that she might be in America. I'm guessing that, but that's a guess. Okay, but what I want to say is the part about the young adult testimonies on the website. You know what, parents, if you are watching this, moms, dads, grandparents, please know that those testimonies that are on the website that we interviewed young people before, maybe 8 years ago, when they was at the exit season of their home educating journey. And then we got Emma. She references specifically to Emma, this mom. She came back in February to share with us how things had transpired in her journey after exiting from home education and then going to university and then becoming qualified in the medical field and then in the workplace and so on and so forth. And she just shared with us, and it's on the website. Hey, Jamie, under testimonies. Jamie will put a link there to these young adult testimonies and the parent testimonies. But because this mom specifically spoke of the young adult testimonies, I would like, I'm referencing to those because they blessed her, and I really believe they can bless many people, not for any specific topic that they speak about or anything, but for that last line, that one, where she says, a humble fragrance in their speaking, which only stems from knowing Jesus. Wow. So maybe you need to watch one of those young adult testimonies with one of your own young adult children, or maybe a younger child, and they can see for themselves why you're doing what you're doing and why your children are at home and why you don't need to be receiving a letter from the principals telling you of the unruly behavior of the children in the class, because you have your children at home and you're teaching them at home. So those are the two letters I wanted to read to you. I want to thank those of you who have joined me there today. Thank you for joining me. Always good to have somebody on the other side. There's Sylvie. Sylvie, I wonder where you are. I don't think you're nearby. I think you're over the other side. You can tell me if you're nearby. And Annalie, you are there. Good morning. Good morning to you in Canada. I'm glad you could join us. Thank you, faithful Sylvia and Annalie, for always being there with me on these live streaming times. Okay, I want to read another thing to you. I said there were two letters, but this is just a little quote, and this really summarizes a lot of what I've just been sharing in those two letters. I'm going to read it out loud, and then I'm going to ask Jamie to put the camera on it so that you can see it. It says this: love this world through me, this world of broken men. You did love through death, Lord. Come love in me again. Souls are in despair. Make me know and care. When my life they see, may they behold thee. Love this world through me, Lord. Love this world through me. So when you watch this after the fact, that maybe you can see this, because this little quote was stuck up in our house. In fact, we used to put it on the mirror in the bathroom. That's a nice idea. You see, look, just get a little quote, laminate it so that this moisture and the steam and everything in the bathroom doesn't make it go all horrible. This used to be in our bathrooms. I actually took it off to bring it here. So we put it in the bottom of the bathroom mirror. So when people are in the bathroom, they have this right in front of them and they can keep reading it and they memorize it. And it's a constant reminder for us to love this world through me, this world of broken men. So I just felt I didn't know about that other letter that I read to you from the principal, but I brought this one to share with you. And then I read that other letter and I thought, this is exactly why I brought this particular quote, because there are a lot of broken people and the Lord asks us to love them and to help them. And you are helping your children by loving them and helping them at home and raising them and teaching them according to God's ways. Annalie, that is true. It is always anniversary type things and special events, and any of those things are always that much more difficult when it's the first one after you've lost somebody. And then the next year it's still difficult, but you learn how to manage the pain. The pain doesn't go away, not in my experience anyway. Talking from my own experience, I don't know about others. But what changes is not the depth of the pain, but how one learns to manage it. That's what changes. The management of the pain gets better with the passing years. People say that time heals. Well, I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it, because it doesn't actually heal the pain. To me, the pain is just there always. It's more a case of learning how to manage it differently. You become better managers of the pain. That's how I know it to be. Okay, so just checking if there's any questions from anybody. And while I wait for any questions that might come in, have a little sip of my rooibos tea. Is this rooibos, Jamie? Love rooibos tea. I wanted to also make a couple of announcements. I hope it's not too late to make these announcements. I should have made these right from the beginning. And that is that it is May next month, as you all know. It's a week to go, and it will be the 1st of May next Wednesday, which means it's a month that we have Mother's Day. Now, I don't know what you do as a family for Mother's Day, but we have decided here at Oikos that we would like to make the month of May, because of it being Mother's Day, we want to do something special for the mothers. And that is put a 10% discount on everything that is on the Oikos store, including things that are already discounted. So, for example, we've got items in the bargain box that are damaged, some small damage, and so they get a 20% discount. And now there's going to be 10% on top of the 20%, which will give them a 30% discount. So that's what we want to do. Everything, no matter whether it's on sale or not, every item on the Oikos store is going to have a discount of 10% on it. Right through May, from the 1st to the 31st. There are 31 days in May. So that is the news announcement of today, the Mother's Day month of May. It's also a significant month for us here at Oikos, because you know why? Because Oikos is 30. Would you believe it? We've been going for 30 years. When this vision was birthed and came into being was 30 years ago. So we would like to celebrate that. And so this is just the start of that celebrations, by starting the month of May with a 10% discount for everybody, to give them that gift of a saving of 10% on the Oikos resources. So we hope that you will be able to be blessed with that. Check if I've got any other announcements. Oh. All right, the other announcement was, I've sort of actually spoken of it in the letter that I was reading, and that is about the podcast channel. I hope when you go onto the Oikos website, oikosfamily.co.za, you will see on the homepage there's a banner that says podcast. You can just click on that and it takes you to the podcast, which we do, and they are there once a week. We're going to keep those coming. So it was just a reminder to you to not only hopefully find them supportive and encouraging for you, but also to tell other people about it. Because obviously, if we're doing it, we would like as many people to be blessed by it as possible. And if it can help people get into their children's space and light them up and have a week of getting stiff hips and legs while you sit with your children on the floor. If it can help other moms to do that and to get there and to get onto the carpet and to play with their children, then why not? So if you are experiencing the podcast, or you've, subscribed to them or whatever, we hope you'll tell others. Please put it on your social media things. If you use Facebook, whatever you use, please just let people know that there's this Oikos podcast for them, because hopefully there will be more moms out there that would be able to just get that support. I hope to bring more and more support through that podcast channel. Okay, and that is it. I have made my announcements and I have read the letters, and I do not see any questions here. And Sylvia hasn't told me whether she's nearby or far away. And so that's that. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I think that will be the end. It's a short live streaming today, half an hour, which is good. For those who would like to be able to watch this after the fact. But for those of you who were with me today, thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope that you're going to benefit. Oh, I'm thinking about Annalie, and she's in Canada, and she won't be able to benefit from our 10% special month. I'll think of another way to help those that are... Oh, I have just thought you'd be able to get ebooks because they're really, really inexpensive. If there's something on the Oikos site with the digital products, you'll be able to get those at a 10% discount, and then maybe that would be supportive, our celebration month. Thank you for joining me. I hope you are blessed. I hope you will have a very, very blessed week. And I hope you enjoy the podcast that will be there on Saturday for you. And I also hope that we will be able to do our live stream next Wednesday. Until then, bye for now.